Side feels really nice and smooth, but the right side just feels heavy. And then as I rotate out, their pelvis is already starting to catch and rotate. Feel the tension on the front side of the thigh, which makes me want to think about what's happening in the anterior part of the hip and into the hip flexor. Opening up, pulling the iliacus.
Oh my God, that felt so good.
Opening, we're going to sink into the mid-thoracics. Forward here. Ooh. Welcome back. And so I'm going to lengthen through here, take a big breath in. Open, yeah. Let it go. Ooh, money. Head back slightly.
My name's Tammy. I originally came in, I couldn't lift my arm. Wasn't able to bartend, wasn't able to box, wasn't able to play basketball, and it was a problem. So stopped by to see Dr. Jordan, who has helped me recover.
So today we're going to do a walkthrough of what I'm finding as I'm feeling their body and be able to really explore exactly the patterns that they're coming in with and how we've been able to open that up and give way more range of motion and be able to box and to bartend and to do a lot of the hard work and travel without really taking that on and causing trauma or injuries in their life. So let's have you go face down first. I'm going to walk you through exactly what I'm feeling as I'm feeling it so you get a sense of, through the lens of the chiropractor. One of the first things we do when we connect people is first connect with ourselves. Tap into the tone of the body first. We're always looking at the whole body as a chain, an entire biotensegral unit where everything's connected. So as I sink in, tractioning the heels, I'm reading the fascial tone up through the legs, into the hamstrings and the hips. One thing I'll look at as well is Tammy has a little bit shorter of a right leg. So I want to see, is that more of a functional right leg where the hip is contracted up, causing it to appear shorter? Or is it more of a rotational thing? So as I bring the legs up from level 1 here to 2, as I do this, I feel more tension on the front side of the leg and a harder time rotating into internal rotation of that right hip. This side feels really nice and smooth. It only starts to engage once I get way out to here, but the right side just feels heavy, and then as I rotate out, their pelvis is already starting to catch and rotate. But I feel more of that tensioning, even though I'm contacting here, I feel the tensioning on the front side of the thigh, which makes me want to think about what's happening in the anterior part of the hip and into the hip flexor. More tension again on the right side, more tension on the front side like we talked about. So as I come through here, just reading the tone of the body, have you take a big breath into your belly, traction in the sacrum down, just seeing how the low back opens up, letting that go. Have you take a big breath here, guided conscious breath, really good movement with breath. A lot of people get stuck and are unable to really breathe below the diaphragm. Breathe in, creating space in your lower back. Good. As you exhale, you're going to be sinking into the body. So noticing a lot of really good movement here. Breathe in your belly. Great. But I notice more tension in the rib cage and mid-thoracics, like a band of tension across mid-thoracics here. I do feel like it's going to be harder to really engage this area if we don't drop the shoulder down, because all of this is kind of pulling things forward. So I'm going to have you drop your arms down. Good. And then we're going to contact right here in the mid-thoracics. Have you take a big breath in your belly. Reading tone, opening. We're going to sink into the mid-thoracics. Forward here. Ooh. Welcome back. If you take a big breath in. Nice, creating traction, movement through that space, letting it go. Good. Can I have you bend your legs? Okay. So as you notice on the PSIS, the SI joint on the backside here, as she moves up, this right side is higher. Go back down. So look at the movement quality. Bend your knees again. Movement quality, this side shifts up. So if we have that shift in contraction on that side over time, it's going to cause a shortening, a pulling of that right leg up. So it's probably why that right side appears shorter. I also want to check out the front side. So I'm going to lift up on the front side of your hips, okay? So lifting up on the front side here with a flat palm on the psoas first. Have you take a big breath in, feeling the tone of the hip flexor, feels a lot heavier on that right side, so we have a muscle contraction on the right. And if I kind of scoop up under the ASIS into the iliac crest of the bowl, a lot of tension on the iliacus on that right side. So I'm going to contact here, have them breathe through that. Take a big breath in your belly, kind of tractioning down, letting it go. I'm going to pin the TL junction so he's not compensating from here. Take a big breath in, opening up, pulling the iliacus, lengthening that front side of the body, and let it go. So with the exhale causes a stretch on the psoas and a shortening of the diaphragm to pull even more into that. So we got a little bit of a lengthening, opening on the front side, which will help us engage more on the back side as we bring this down. So I'm going to have you lay on your side facing that way. So that side up. As she goes over, I'm going to bring the head up, keeping the whole spine nice and neutral the entire time. So we don't want to cause more rotation or torque in the body. We always want to create as much ease as possible as we adjust. So here, I could easily just walk away, really nice and comfortable. But I'm going to create even more ease in neutral spine here. We're going to traction down here, and then contacting that PSIS, bringing that back and down, lengthening that side. I want to lengthen a little bit more. Since we had a contraction here, we're going to lengthen that whole arm away, so reaching that arm towards the front door. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Contacting, not putting too much pressure on the rib cage there.
Oh my God, that felt so good. That was magical.
Nice.
Oh man, I needed that.
Good. Let's check it out. Have you gone on your stomach again?
I think that's what's been tight.
Yeah, and if you imagine like stance 4 boxing, always having the pelvis in that slight rotation, then it's going to cause compensation patterns over time. One side is going to lengthen, one side is going to get compressed. Maybe take a big breath in, traction, tuck the tailbone down, beautiful, really nice and open. Let it go. Have you bend your knees again? Yay! Nice and the same, moving good. Go back down, looking at hip rotation. Hip rotates out fine. So all we did there was lengthen the iliacus and psoas on the front side, adjust that ASI or PSIS back and down the SI joint, opening up that right side, get things moving properly again. So Tammy came in really unable to move the right side of her arm, had an injury to the clavicle, and big thing we were trying to do is pull that whole shoulder blade back, and that is a pattern that we're still trying to take them out of. So I'm going to have you lay on your back. With all that movement forward this way, it'll cause more of an anterior rotation of the shoulder, which we'll often check here as well. So even just laying, you'll notice that the right shoulder is higher. So it's more forward. And so we'll get some of this anterior shoulder roll, which causes compression of the AC joint and the glenohumeral joint over time. But I want to see how does it move also. So I sink back this way, anterior to posterior, pushing back that way is a lot more rigidity and movement. I feel like there's compression here. Does it feel different to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too tight on the right.
Just tight on the right. Mm-hmm. And then the SC joint here is still kind of sticking out on the right side as well. So we're going to pull all this back that way, open up that side of the chest. Can you put this hand behind your neck? Coming right through here. I'm going to contact the back side on the rib head. But then this hand, my palm is going to be on the SC joint, fingertips on the glenohumeral joint. So bringing everything back. Is that okay? You take a breath in and out, all the way back. Bring that back. Oh man.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Whew. Good. Let's check that again. Go palms up. So externally rotating the shoulders and just seeing, does it glide back into that glenohumeral joint really well? Nice. Moves good. Take a big breath in. Just seeing clavicle and upper ribs move. Feels the same. I do often like to get in and break up some of the fascia and muscles as well. So with that anterior shoulder roll, we'll get compression of the pec and subclavius here over time. And so we adjusted it, and we don't want those muscles just to pull everything back forward again. So I'm going to lengthen through here. Take a big breath in. Open. Yeah. Let it go. Oh, man. Okay. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. It's tight, huh?
Yeah. Big breath in. So I'm going to the internal rotation. Exhale fully, dropping diaphragm down, which pulls on the front side, rib cage and sternum, pulls that fascia even more as we lengthen. Oh, good. I'm not going light. We're breaking that stuff up. Yeah.
I just like pain.
You like pain? I mean, you're boxing, yeah. Boxing, hitting other people, getting hit, punching bags.
Everything.
Everything. Good. So that's much more open, moving really well. Can I have you bend your legs? We're going to take out some of the slight anterior pelvic tilt, create more ease in the spine, connecting to the neck, first reading tone. We can sink awareness down through the layers from the skin, the adipose tissue, the muscles, the fat, the spine, all the way even down to like spinal cord tensioning. Breath in, so tractioning, lengthening through the spine. Little release there at the CT junction as I was just tractioning down. Tuck your chin down. Okay, looking at movement quality. When Tammy tucks the chin down, feeling more compression in the upper right side, so occiput and atlas on the right. And if we look here, head is slightly laterally flexed to the right. So looking at earlobes, which are attached to the occiput, looks more like this. So we're going to be bringing left side down as we sink into the right side to take out some of that head tilt, which we've done posture screens over time as well and see a consistent right head tilt pattern. So contacting here, atlas, tractioning left side down and compressing this way. Ooh, money. Breath in your chest. Good. Letting it go. Perfect. You tuck your chin down. Smooth. So not that same like bunching on that upper right side. Come back. You turn your head to the left. Great. Upper right side feels good. Turn right. All right. A little more tension into C5, middle part of the cervical spine. And we're going to go more into extension. So here, you drop your left arm down, tilt your head back slightly. Good. There we go. Smooth. Like it. Little pull all the way through the neck, all the way down to the tailbone. Oh, more than little. Big breath in. So with that feeling of traction, it felt a release like upper thoracics in the spine, just making sure the whole spinal cord moves really well. Checking legs one more time. I want to see anterior, posterior pelvic tilt. So holding here, can you tilt your hips back? Good. Tilt forwards. So the movement quality is even, so both sides move the same, but still noticing some more tightness on that right side on the front here. So I'm going to contact knife edge contact. She's in some of that slight anterior pelvic tilt, so I'm going to contact in that position, but then can you tuck your tailbone down? There. So it brings this closer to the surface, tensions that psoas, so you take a big breath in, holding, compressing more. As you exhale, can you drop this leg down?
This leg?
Yeah, straighten that leg out, and then slightly internally rotate your knee. So turn that knee in, yeah, which pulls on that hip flexor even more. Big breath in that space. Exhale, compressing even more, right into that tension. Good. And let it go. Have you bend this knee again? Posterior tilt backwards. Great. Forwards. So that's something that I would want to do even more work on and have them lay on even like a hip flexor release tool or a ball, or get into some deep hip flexor stretches and stretch and strengthen the iliacus. Hip moves really well. Checking feet. Dorsiflexion's great. Feet move really good. Yes, amazing feet. People don't have feet like this. How do you get your feet so good? Oh. And because you're hitting stuff. Pedicures. It's a secret. Little movement in the wrist. Good. Thumb. Whew. Index finger. Good. Elbow's fine. Shoulder moves good. All right, you did it. Movement, better function, nervous system regulation, create more ease in your body. Yeah, so we've been working with Tammy for 6 months now. Yeah, came in barely able to move her arm. As we opened up the chest, like you saw, getting clavicle, shoulder, breaking up the tissue here. Did a lot of work on the scapula and underneath the shoulder blade as well. Able to get full range of motion back. Let's see how that thing moves. Going all the way up. Hey, and down. Yeah, And with that, I mean, even though it's been feeling really good, still stressing your body. So lots of work, lots of driving, lots of multiple jobs, boxing a lot where you're hitting stuff and getting hit, a lot of like repetitive movement here with a force that comes back into you. And so I wanted to optimize the body at a higher level. And so this has been one component of that, right? And it's been fun to see you. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments, questions, please let me know. Love and appreciate you. Thanks for watching.